Welcome to exercise 4.7, page 226 of your textbook. So got a request asking if I could show how to make this graph. In other words, how do I go about making a bar chart in my calculator? Okay, so let me take you through the steps on how to build this. So first of all, we're going to go into Stat. We're going to go to Edit. And what we're going to do is we're going to enter in the categories in L1. In this case, we're in luck because the categories already have numerical values. If they didn't, then you're going to have to codify those and come up with your categories being represented by numbers, because this calculator only works with quantitative data, okay? But we can kind of BS it into working for us and doing categorical stuff even when it's not, okay? So the years actually are categories that are labels in this case, but no worries, it's actually going to turn out to be just fine. In fact, really well done as a quantitative plot. Okay, now here's the big deal, is that what I did is I took the percentage of people who lived until 1990 in those, lived to 90 years of age in that year, and I put those in L2. So the 7, the 14, the 25, the 26, and the 42 are the percentages respectively for each of those years. So those are going to become our frequencies. What we're going to do is tell the calculator is that our data lives over here in L1, and our frequencies live over here in L2. So those frequencies, remember, in any of these plots, the frequencies are the vertical scaling. In other words, it's the height of my bars. So I'm telling the calculator that make the bar for 1947 high, or 7%, 1960, 14, 1980, 25, etc. Okay? So to get it to use these two columns of data, I'm going to go into second, y equals, go into plot 1, turn it on, highlight histogram, go down into my X list, make that L1, because that's where my X-axis data lives, right? That the data axis is always got to be, put with the data in it, okay? And then the frequencies are L2, okay? Now I'll show you when we get done with this, we're going to have to undo that. We need to get that L2 out of there once we finish doing this plot, okay? All right, once that's done, hit a zoom, hit a 9, and you get this graph. Now, of course, that doesn't look like the graph we opened with. Why? Well, because on inspecting our window, we notice that the calculator did some crazy things with the scaling here, okay? Now, the first number is just fine. We'll leave that at 1940. But what we're going to do is we're going to go out to 2060. Okay? And then go down here to the X scale, and we're going to make that 10, okay? All right, looking good. So what this says is start 1940, go to 2060 with a bar width of 10. Now press graph. Again, don't mess with the Y min, Y max, and the Y scale. Don't do any of that. Press graph, and voila, is magnifique. We have the bar chart we're looking for. If you press trace here, notice that it tells me the bar here is for 1940. It's got a height of 7. The bar here is for 1960. Got a height of 14. Bar here is for 1980. Got a height of 25, 26, and 42 respectively. Okay, now let me show you something, because when you get done doing a graph like this, it's going to mess you up the next time you come in to do a histogram in plot 1 if you don't change that freak back. So we're going to go ahead and do that. We're going to undo what we did down here in the freak. So notice the freak down here, it automatically, when you get on that frequency, it assumes you want to put the name of a list in, and so it's in the block A. We need to shut that off by pressing alpha again. Once you've done that, press the number 1. Okay? Your stock setting for frequency, when you have just your data and you don't have an accompanying list of frequencies, is you make the freak 1, okay? So be sure and reset that when you get done doing this plot, otherwise you're going to be kind of bummed that your frequency plot, your histograms aren't quite working like you wanted them to, okay? Alrighty then, so hopefully that helps you. If you got any more questions, be sure and post things to the forum. That's where I go hunting for questions, okay? Talk to you all soon.